Will those in favour of the draft resolution contained in document S/2024-835 please raise their hand? Those against?
The United States vetoed a United Nations Security Council resolution on Wednesday that called for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza and the release of Israeli hostages. The U.S. stated that the proposed language would have conveyed an inappropriate message to Hamas. U.S. Deputy UN Ambassador Robert Wood emphasized that the United States had worked diligently for weeks to avoid this outcome. Wood clarified that the U.S. could not support an unconditional ceasefire that did not include the release of hostages.
We made clear throughout negotiations we could not support an unconditional ceasefire that failed to release the hostages. Because, as this Council has previously called for, a durable end to the war must come with the release of the hostages. These two urgent goals are inextricably linked. This resolution abandoned that necessity, and for that reason, the United States could not support it. Simply put, this resolution would have sent a dangerous message to Hamas. There's no need to come back to the negotiating table.
He reiterated that achieving a durable end to the conflict required linking the ceasefire with the release of hostages. The veto marked the fourth instance in which the United States blocked a resolution on Gaza since the conflict began 14 months ago. The proposed resolution called for an immediate, unconditional, and permanent ceasefire and the unconditional release of all hostages. The resolution was drafted by the 10 elected members of the Security Council who expressed frustration over the Council's lack of decisive action. Wood expressed that the proposed resolution would have conveyed a perilous message to Hamas. There is no necessity to re-engage in negotiations. This resolution is trying to restore life, to save lives. It's not a dangerous message, the Palestinian Deputy Ambassador Majed Bamia told the Council.
There is no right to mass killing of civilians. There is no right to starve an entire civilian population. There is no right to forcibly displace a people. And there is no right to annexation. This is what Israel is doing in Gaza. Maybe for some we have the wrong nationality, the wrong faith, the wrong skin color. But we are humans, and we should be treated as such. Is there a UN charter for Israel that is different from the charter you all have? Tell us. Is there an international law for them, an international law for us? Do they have the right to kill, and the only right we have is to die?
Bamia criticized the U.S. veto, saying it sent a dangerous message to Israel that it could proceed with actions opposed by the international community. He claimed that the proposed ceasefire, while not a complete solution, would have been a crucial first step to address the conflict. Israel's ambassador Danny Danon defended the U.S. veto, stating that the resolution would have encouraged terrorist actions. The resolution presented to this chamber does not represent a path to peace. Rather, it serves as a roadmap leading to increased terror, suffering, and bloodshed, stated Danon. He expressed gratitude to the United States for its veto, citing its alignment with morality and justice. Danon emphasized that the veto reflected support for the hostages and their families.
Israel will continue to defend itself. We will never abandon our hostages. And you have to understand that. Look at your values and understand why. We will never forget them, and we will never stop fighting for their freedom. If Hamas were to release the hostages and surrender their weapons, not one more shot would need to be fired.